This is the ECOVACS DEEBOT T30S AI robot vacuum and mop, and after 8 months of living with it, day in and day out, I have a pretty clear picture of what it does brilliantly, where it trips up, and who will be happiest with it. Key features that sold me at the start were the 11,000 PA suction, the TruEdge Adaptive Edge Mopping, the ZeroTangle brush, and the upgraded all-in-one OMNI Station with 158 degrees Fahrenheit hot water mop washing, self-emptying, auto-refill, and hot air drying. On paper, it sounds like a set-and-forget cleaning system. In my opinion, it gets close when everything behaves, but you do need to know its quirks. For appearance and feel, the robot looks clean and understated in matte black. It's the familiar round shape with 3 tactile buttons on top: spot clean, start, pause, and return to base, so you're not hunting through screens for simple actions. Underneath, it runs a single-side brush, the ZeroTangle V-shaped roller, and 2 spinning mop pads that pop on and off easily for washing. The whole unit feels sturdy enough to take daily use without creaks or cheap flex. The OMNI Station is a big part of the experience. Physically, it's a large boxy tower, and it takes real floor space. The listed size is roughly 15.5 inches long, 17.4 inches wide, and 20.8 inches tall. And that footprint matters if you live small. The design is cleaner than most stations I've tried. Matte finish, tidy doors for the dust bag, and lift-up lids for clean and dirty water tanks. It looks more like an appliance than a giant plastic bin, which I appreciated in the living area. The filter is washable, which is convenient and keeps consumables down. Build quality overall feels premium enough for the price bracket. From my experience, setup was simple. The app paired over Bluetooth quickly, connected to Wi-Fi without drama, and TrueMapping 2.0 did a first pass of my main floor fast. I dropped in room names, virtual walls, and no mop zones in a few minutes. Then real life started. The app is feature-rich, but it's not always stable. I had several freezes during the first week, and one firmware update that wiped my carefully split rooms and names. That felt rough, because I'd tuned schedules room by room. Remapping is fast, but losing a map like that is still frustrating. On the bright side, later updates did improve edge following and path confidence for me, so software isn't static, it's just not consistently reliable. Navigation around furniture is generally smooth. AIVI 3D obstacle avoidance handles big stuff: chairs, table legs, plant stands, without drama. Small, low-profile obstacles are the weak spot. Phone cords, tiny dog toys, and socks on the floor can still trip it up. I learned to pre-tidy power cords and small clutter if I want a no babysitting run. As for pet messes, I wouldn't trust it to recognize and dodge that kind of disaster. In my house, I just make sure the floor is clear of anything you truly don't want touched. Vacuum performance is where the 11,000 PA spec shows up. On hard floors, it absolutely crushes everyday debris: crumbs, dust bunnies, coffee grounds. Along baseboards and cabinet toe kicks, TruEdge lets the right mop module extend outward, and that also helps it hug edges while vacuuming. On low-pile carpet, surface pickup is strong. It leaves the carpet looking freshly groomed. Deep cleaning, like pulling embedded sand out of thicker carpet, is decent, but not top tier. It gets the bulk, but not everything. Noise is reasonable for the power level. I keep it at a mid-suction most of the time and bump it up when it hits carpet. The ZeroTangle brush has been a big plus for me. I have long hair, and it doesn't wrap the roller like older robots used to. For pet hair, day-to-day it works well and keeps the roller cleaner than average. When my dog sheds heavily, I do see clogs happen in the dust channel before the self-empty cycle, which then prevents a proper auto-empty. That's rare in normal weeks, but during shedding season, I find myself popping the bin and clearing the path by hand. It's still less annoying than cutting hair off a tangled brush weekly, but expect some maintenance. Mopping is where the T30S AI stands out. The dual spinning pads apply real downward pressure, so dried kitchen spots, dried soda, light sauce, footprints lift better than the drag-a-wet pad style robots. TruEdge is the star. It extends the right mop to clean right up against walls and into corners that round robots usually miss. In my opinion, this single feature makes the floors look more professionally cleaned because edges don't stay dusty. The AI Instant Re-mop logic works. When it sees a darkened patch on wood or tile, it does a tighter pattern with more water and a few passes. That helps with obvious stains. If you spill something thick like a concentrated syrup and don't pre-wipe, it can smear before it removes it. So I still spot wipe sticky stuff and then send the robot. Mop lift is only a few millimeters, and that's not enough for medium or high pile rugs. I set my living room rug as a no mop zone after noticing damp fibers early on. Once I did that, no more damp rug issues. The station automation is the reason I stuck with this model. It empties the bin, refills water, washes the pads with hot water, and then dries them with warm air. That last part matters. After months of use, I didn't get that stale mop odor as long as I let the drying cycle finish. The emptying cycle is loud but quick and about on par with other self-empty systems. I did run into a couple of false dust bag full warnings and 1 week where the robot wouldn't auto-empty until I reseated the internal bin. Tiny alignment issue, easy fix, but it happened twice. The water tanks are easy to carry and rinse. Maintenance for me is swapping the dust bag every month or so, washing the mop pads weekly, and wiping the sensors every couple of weeks. Battery life has been solid. On standard suction with mopping on hard floors, I can clean about 1,600 square feet in one go and still have charge left. The robot intelligently returns to the dock to top up for larger jobs and resumes without losing its place, which has been consistent. Voice control works with Alexa, and the built-in OK Yiko voice assistant is handy if you're nearby. I also like the foot tap start on the bumper. I use it more than I expected when I'm walking out the door and want a quick run without grabbing my phone. The points I like most stack up around results and convenience. TruEdge makes edges and corners look genuinely clean, not just okay for a robot. The hot water pad wash and hot air drying keep the mopping part hygienic and low effort. Suction is strong enough that I don't feel the need for a separate daily stick vac on hard floors. The ZeroTangle roller saves me time, even if the channel can clog during heavy shedding weeks. And the whole home coverage with smart scheduling, room-by-room control, and no mop zones means I can set routines and mostly let it run. Key features that matter to me after months are the 11,000 POF suction for hard floors, TruEdge for edges and corners, the 158-degree hot water pad wash that keeps mops fresh, the reliable hot air drying, and the app's granular control when it's behaving. Where it still needs polish, small obstacle avoidance, occasional app instability, rare auto-empty hiccups, and limited mop lift on taller rugs. None of those are deal breakers for me, but I had to adapt how I use it. Clear cords, set no mop on taller rugs, and backup maps before updates. From my experience, it's perfect for homes with mostly hard flooring, a few low-pile rugs, and a willingness to do light pre-tidying before runs. If you have a lot of medium or high-pile carpet, or you expect it to navigate kid clutter and cables without help, you may get annoyed. If your pets shed dense, soft fur in big waves, plan on quick checks of the dust channel during peak shedding weeks. I'd recommend this for anyone who values strong hard floor cleaning, wants edges and corners to actually look clean, and appreciates a station that truly reduces the gross parts of mopping. If you're tech-savvy and patient with software quirks, you'll get more out of the advanced settings. If you want totally hands-off with no prep and flawless small object avoidance, this might not be your match yet. In conclusion, the ECOVACS DEEBOT T30S AI pairs next-level mopping coverage and big suction with a station that takes care of the dirty work. It's held back a bit by app hiccups and small obstacle sensitivity, but the cleaning results, especially along edges, keep me using it every day. In my opinion, the hardware is strong and the experience is excellent when the software cooperates. If your floors are mostly hard surfaces and you can live with a little prep, it delivers a reliably clean home with less effort from you. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.